Well, here we go then with our first ever grand final for the National Hot Rods here at YGRL, a brand new formula for this season as they come round to join us for the first grand final of the year. 9 heat races so far this evening have decided tonight's grid, and a grand total of 32 cars have raced with us tonight here at the Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich, all getting valuable national points, and a few of the drivers also getting valuable points towards the Speedwith points table, which will help them qualify to the World Championship final here at Vauxhall in the autumn. But coming on the joins on the grid then, we've got the first row of cars. H277 Centre Class will be the first of the pulses to the finals. Alongside him, 114 Danny Ross, who's been spectacular for Mr. Ipswich, certainly of Ipswich's name this afternoon here at Vauxhall, and that will be good to see. But inside row 2, 947 Joe Dobbs, and on his outside, well, since he got that car, yeah, on his outside, is that 68 Carbon Thoughts? I think so. The first of the Inca Race drivers. 55 Brad Thomas inside row number 3. Behind them is number 910 Niall McFerrin, the first of the DMC registered drivers at the back of group number 1 there. And it's rest of the world and Speedwith on row number 1, and mainly Speedwith front group, to be honest. Half of them are Speedwith registered drivers, which is looking good for their charge towards the World Championship grid. Next up we've got number 11 of Sean Jacklin. He's another Speedwith driver alongside 389 Simon Lee. Also, I think, registered for Speedwith for this season. So there's a couple of Speedwith drivers in the grid lineup down there. So they're still just line up next to each other. Next up we've got number 852 Ted McGrath. And South Africa 73, that's Donovan Vorster. So good to see a couple of South African drivers here tonight. So we've also got Martin Menjins, SA91, with us this evening as well. He's not in this race, he's in the B final, he did not qualify for tonight's final. Next up we have, who's that? That's 961 Barry Casey. He's joining us on the grid, one of our Northern Irish drivers, registered for Speedwith though, not DMC like a number of the Northern Irish drivers have done this season. Over on the far side then, so got H293 Kevin van den Bosch and number 924 Martin Wallace. So Van den Bosch rest of the world, and Martin Wallace is GMP, Scotland GMP anyway. Both them going for their respective countries' promotions this year. Like I say, it was open to all the drivers, they can choose whatever promotion they want. 79 Owen Potter won the Speedwith Faithfuls as an Arlington regular, and alongside him on his door is D445 Fabian Luppen. And obviously he's gone rest of the world as a German driver. 145 Scott Kinton will be behind them, one of the Inca Race drivers. Like I say, not a huge amount of Inca Race drivers here tonight, to be honest. 447 and falling into line like a group number 2, he's on the Speedwith contingency. They've got 2 cars to the back. We've got number 36 Roy Anderson from GMP and 313 Tiff Pedley from Inca Race. One non-starter this race, number 85 Caden Morrison for Inca Race. He is a non-starter. Anyway, the Royal Plate's getting away then, 25 laps ahead of us for tonight's National Rod Grand Final here at Vauxhall Stadium, Ipswich. Another new piece of Royal music this year. The Surfers Wipeout is the new theme for Hot Rod Racing this year at YGRL. So down the far side then, who's it going to be? Who's going to be your first winner of the season in the National Hot Rods, in their finals anyway? So here they go into turn 3 then. It's World Series Speed with round 1, sponsored by Big Hub. Green flag, away we go. We are Hot Rod Racing. So a good start from H227 Centre Class at the front of the field. It's turns 1 and 2 for the first time. Big shove behind as the field trying to fathom their way through turn 1. 11 Sean Jacklin's broken free from the head of group 2. He's up there in 7th place. We've got 3 wide motoring off turn 4. Somehow nobody's made contact as H293 Kevin van den Bosch bouncing off the curb there in front of us, and a spin behind. Round goes. I think that was 313 to Pedley, so spin backstage caused problems. 55 Pretos spun into Sean Jacklin on the far side. It's carnage down there. 73 Jonathan Forster around the wall. He clicks 79 Owen Potter up and over the top of the 2 cars. There goes Potter right over the top of a couple of cars there. So a big crash in the Speedwith driver. But it is your race leader, H277 from 947. 910 is third. So an incredible start to this National Hot Rod feature final. here at Vauxhall Stadium for World Series Speed with round number 1. So looking good at the moment for the overseas driver, H277 Centre Class. A shame this is not the Mayhem race. Race racing is going to be coming later in the year, of course. As our first Rest of the World round will be at the end of this month. For Mayhem Raceway in South Africa, it's the first ROW round of the year where our overseas drivers can get some points towards the World Championship final. We've got side-by-side racing between Donovan Voss and one of the 206ers down in front of us. 11 Sean Jacqueline pulls off with damage after he collected the spinning 55 Brad Thomas early on. So that just proves that hot rod racing isn't all plain sailing, as a few drivers have proved to us there with early shenanigans. And well, I think Aim Potter proved it most all, going over the top of about 3 or 4 cars. But still, H277 your race leader, Centre Class. 947 Joe Dobbs is second place. Can he make a move then, I wonder? The speed of drivers are certainly going to be trying to race to the occasion here. Callum Thornton, I believe, is possibly the car... Oh, no, Callum Thornton's not up there, is he? Just to work out who that third place car even is. Spinning in front of us, 39 Sam Lee's gone around in the course there. But who is that third place car? It's hard to tell. It might be someone who missed off the grid line. It may be a lap down car, to be honest, the third place 206. So maybe that car is not in position at all. Well, I think it's now Callum Thornton possibly going a bit further back in the order there, but your leader is on the far side now, H277 Centre Class. He's managed to get past the 206, that's a lap down. So yes, it's 947, 910 is the top 3. 68 is next in 4th. And 5th place at the moment is 114 Danny Ross, but he's got a big challenge on from 447 Adam Turner and 852 Ted McGrath. So a lot of the speed of the drivers towards the sharp end of the field in this one, all trying to get those points, of course. Obviously, the points at the end of the season, as long as you're in the top cars in promotion, you should be alright. It's all down to the time trials to start the grid for these things later in the season. All cars will see 3 hot laps on World Final laps to decide their grid lineup, and there should be time trials, World Final, the World Final Revenge race that particular night. It's Callum Thornton, I think, has just gone through into second place, but I could be wrong on that. No, that's Centre Class dropping back into second place, so I apologise on that. This is what happens when you have too many novice cars on track, you can't tell who's who. So anyway, down the far side then, 447 turning Queen through into what I believe is now 4th place as Adam, as he goes down the inside of 114 Danny Ross. But your order, as far as I'm concerned, is H2, well, was H277, it's now 910 at the head of things. He goes down the inside and turns the forces. 910, H277, 68, 947 and 447 the top 4. So at the moment it is DMC, ROW, Speedworth, Speedworth and Speedworth, the top 3. So 3 Speedworth drivers in the top 5 places. They're in good stead on home turn tonight, on home terms tonight by the looks of things here at Vauxhall tonight. Good to see a huge field of nationals with us, 32 cars in total tonight, as we already said in the earlier part of the commentary. But certainly things beginning to settle down a bit more in this National Hot Rod Grand Final. Laps winding down as 947 Joe Dobbs gets one in the door briefly from 447 Adam Turner, but it's certainly not too disastrous for the 947 car. Still McFerrin leads the way in the Peugeot 206. So we're certainly getting them to round down the laps now. It's been a fairly tame race for the Nationals. After the only exchanges, obviously, the field comes storming through Quintus on the home straight. McFerrin is flying in this one. Lap spot into 145. Centre Class and Callum Thornton have got no answer to the DMC driver as Brad Thomas goes for it. Mighty Tank Slapper in front of us, nearly having his second spin of the race. So we're on the last lap now, I believe. Down the far side for the final time. Into turns 3 and 4 then. And your winner of World Series Speed with round number 1 is Noel McFerrin. Rest of her coming on through for second, and the remaining places, just keep them coming, please, so we need all the cars we can get. Okay, so please have them all red flags, please. Red flags on the circuit to conclude that one for the National Hot Rods. And now McFerrin cuts loose the celebration. Here come the donuts, as we predicted from Niall. But that'll do it then. National Rods Heat 1, red flags on the circuit. Okay then, results time of National Hot Rods Grand Final for World Series Speed with round number 1. First, Noel McFerrin. Second, H277 in the class. And third, 68, Callum Thornton. Fourth, 447 Adam Turner. Fifth, 947 Joe Dobbs. And sixth, 114 Danny Ross. Seventh, H293 Kevin van der Bosch. Eighth is 852 Ted McGrath. 9th, 961 Barry Casey. And 10th place, a massive spin, 55 Brad Thomas. So I'm going to numbers for you. 910. H277, 68, 447, 924, 114, H293, 852, 961 and 55, and just down to 15th place for you, 924, SA93, D445, 145 and 389. 17 of the 19 starters went the distance.